I want to now transition to some NBA talk, Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook recently was traded away from the Washington Wizards, and now he is a member of the Los Angeles Lakers. The Washington Wizards agreed to trade Russell Westbrook and second-round picks in the 2024 and 2028 NBA draft to the Lakers for Kyle Kuzma, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, Montrezl Harrell, and the number 22 overall pick, which has since turned into Isaiah Jackson, who was recently traded to the Pacers on draft night. Now, I really don't care that much about the Wizards. They're just tearing things down. I kind of feel bad for Bradley Beal because he's voluntarily said he wants to stay in Washington. And while they could sneak into the playoffs next year, I'm just not confident that guys like Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, guys like that, Contavious Caldwell-Pope, I'm not confident that these guys are high-end players. They recently added Spencer Dinwiddie. He's a nice player, but I don't think Washington is going to be in the championship picture anytime soon. I want to focus in on the Lakers. Now, there's a lot of directions this Russell Westbrook, trade could go. It could be really good for the Lakers, or it could end up being really bad for the Lakers. However, my gut tells me that this is a great trade for the Los Angeles Lakers. Okay? The Los Angeles Lakers now have LeBron James, who's still an elite player, okay, despite his older age. They still have Anthony Davis, who's one of the best big men in the game right now. And now you have Russell Westbrook. That's 3 all-star level plus players at your disposal. And anytime you usually have 3 all-star level players, and not just regular all-stars like a Chris Middleton, I'm talking about guys that could potentially be in the MVP conversation. I can see LeBron James still being in the MVP conversation. Same thing with Anthony Davis. Russell Westbrook has won a league MVP in the past, has won a scoring title in the past. He's been one of the best point guards in the NBA over the past couple of years. If you usually have 3 of those guys on your roster, history shows you usually win a championship. You look at the Golden State Warriors when they had Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. They won a championship. The Miami Heat, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, they won multiple championships. The Boston Celtics, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, they won a championship. So I really think the Los Angeles Lakers have a lot of star power, and a lot of people felt the Lakers should have went after Buddy Hield because they felt Buddy Hield was a really good shooter and that he might have been a better fit than Russell Westbrook. Now, again, let me just say this. I think Buddy Hield is an excellent player. He's very underrated, and so far he's had a really good career up to this point. He can get you 20 points on any given night, no doubt about it. But usually history shows that the talent will figure itself out. I'm more about acquiring talent rather than looking at what fits in the NBA. Because a lot of people talked about when the Brooklyn Nets traded for James Harden. Oh, there's only one basketball. James Harden, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, not going to work. If it were not for injuries, you can make the argument the Brooklyn Nets would have won the championship this past year in 2021. It worked. The talent was just so overwhelmingly good that it didn't matter about lack of chemistry. It didn't matter at times about lack of defense. It just worked, okay? And the thing about Buddy Hield is this. He's never even played in a single playoff game. LeBron James, the clock is ticking on his career, okay? I believe he's going to be in his 19th season this year, 18th or 19th season. The bottom line is LeBron James is at the very tail end of his prime. He's at max going to play probably another 3 to 5 seasons. That's my guess, okay? So you don't have time to waste. You need proven commodities on your team. And while Russell Westbrook has had his share of very, very, very low lights in the playoffs, he's played in the NBA Finals before. He's played along superstar level players like Kevin Durant, like Paul George, like Carmelo Anthony in the past. So I think it was a good move for the Lakers. And we also saw this past year, some guys just aren't made for the moment. Like the Brooklyn Nets, they found out really quickly that Joe Harris, at least up to this point, he might be a guy that struggles in big games. We'll see if he can rebound next year, but that's the risk you run with acquiring a guy like Buddy Hield over Russell Westbrook. You just never know what they're going to do when the lights shine brightest in the playoffs. And even if this move doesn't work out for the Lakers, I think it's a move that you need to make, you know? Teams that take big swings and go after star level players, those are the teams that are winning in today's sport. You look at the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're making trade after trade. They won a World Series immediately. The Golden State Warriors, they went after Kevin Durant. They won a championship immediately. The Nets, they go after James Harden this past year. They were really good immediately, okay? You need to take big swings. Teams like the Boston Celtics and the Portland Trailblazers, those are the teams that just sit around and do nothing and rely on their draft picks. It gets them nowhere. Eventually, you could maybe make a conference finals like the Blazers did a couple of years ago, like the Celtics did a couple of years ago, but you're not going to win a championship, not in today's NBA. So even if this move doesn't work, if I was a Lakers fan, I'm not a Lakers fan, but if I was, I'm happy my organization is taking swings. Now, here's another reason why this Russell Westbrook thing can work. The Lakers outside LeBron James right now have really no playmakers. And what do I mean by that? They really don't have a guy that can facilitate an offense with the ball in their hands. It's a lot of stand around guys that really can't shoot, a lot of big man. They need another playmaker that can make plays for other guys and get other people open shots. We see when LeBron James is not able to make plays for the guys around him, the Lakers really struggle. Now you have two legitimate playmakers on this team in Russell Westbrook and LeBron James. In fact, Russell Westbrook recently led the NBA in assists this past year. So he knows how to pass the ball when he needs to. And Russell Westbrook, one thing we know about him, he does have his flaws. He's inefficient at times. He's had some lowlights in the playoffs, but he's going to play hard every single night. And that matters because that allows Anthony Davis and LeBron James to potentially take their foot off the gas during the regular season, let Russell Westbrook do the heavy lifting, and come playoff time, they'll be fresh and hopefully ready to go. Okay, Russell Westbrook just makes things happen. You know, he's going to bring an energy. And on the fast break, if you have LeBron James and Russell Westbrook on the fast break together, good luck. That's unstoppable. And from a entertainment perspective, I'm going to be watching the Lakers a lot this year because this is box office. I can't wait to see how it pans out. Now, where are we at in Russell Westbrook's career? Russell Westbrook isn't as efficient as he used to be. He is in his 30s now. He is starting to get up there in age. But Russell Westbrook is coming off a season where he averaged 22 points per game, nearly 12 assists per game, which led the entire NBA, and 11.5 rebounds per game. He's averaged a triple-double in a season over the past couple of years, which is insane. He does a lot of the dirty work. So now LeBron James, the pressure isn't always on him to be the leading assist guy, to lead the team in rebounds on some nights. Now LeBron, if Russell Westbrook sacrifices and plays his role the way he should, LeBron James can just put his head down and score the basketball and attack. And that's where LeBron is at his best, when he's attacking. I don't always like the fact that LeBron tries to, be passive and play like Magic Johnson. No. I need you to be aggressive, LeBron, okay? So, it'll be interesting to see how this works out come playoff time with these players playing together, because Russell Westbrook in the past has made some bad decisions in the most crucial moments in the playoffs. You see bad turnovers, bad shot selection. He's really struggled at times to control the tempo in big games as the point guard, and sometimes he tries to do too much. But if there's one player that can reel Russell Westbrook in and get the most out of him, especially at this stage in his career, it's LeBron James, okay? And right now today, I'm not going to say the Lakers are the favorites to win the championship because I think the Brooklyn Nets are a special team if they're healthy. I think the Milwaukee Bucks have a chance to repeat once again. But in the Western Conference, you look at the Utah Jazz. I think the Lakers are much better than the Jazz when healthy. The talent gap is significant, okay? You look at the Los Angeles Clippers. Sure, they have talent, but Kawhi Leonard is hurt. For this upcoming season, I favor the Lakers over the Clippers just because Kawhi Leonard's not there. They're not beating a healthy Lakers team led by LeBron, Anthony Davis, and you add Russell Westbrook. The Phoenix Suns, maybe they could challenge the Lakers, but I think that honestly, if the Lakers were healthy this past year, they could have potentially beaten Phoenix in the playoffs. And you look at the Denver Nuggets, I like Michael Porter Jr., I like Jamal Murray, I like what Nikola Jokic brings to the table, but there's still a gap in talent between them and the Lakers. The Golden State Warriors, we'll see, but I think the Lakers should be the favorites to come out of the Western Conference. I really do believe that. So, with the addition of Russell Westbrook, I believe that it's a great move, and I could see a potential championship if Russell Westbrook plays his game and works things out. However, I also could see this thing imploding and not working out at all, but at least the Lakers took a big swing. We'll see if they put the barrel on the ball with this one.
Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.